Hey everybody, this is a clip from the latest episode of the Randi.
Mary had a little man. The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon.
I have a dream today.
Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
The economy crashes when the country goes to total hell and everything is a disaster. You know, you'll have riots to go back to where we used to be when we were great.
When you guys put somebody in the car, please don't be too nice.
Maybe he should have been roughed up.
Knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously. Very fine people on both sides.
I can't breathe over there.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Get that son of a bitch off the field right now. In the good old days when they protested once, you know, they would not do it again so easily. Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you. Fake, disgusting news. Time here.
Are you okay? Get shot!
The enemy of the people.
Step back, get back. Yeah, I got hit. Hold on.
President tweeted, when the looting starts, the shooting starts.
MAGA, they love black people. What do you have to lose?
Oh! Wow. Wow. Worldwide pandemic? Check. Murder by cop? Always. Civil insurrection? Coming right up. Lying and incompetent leadership baked in. At this point, I'm waiting for the zombie invasion or the asteroid to hit. This is madness. This is a failed state that you're looking at. I've been telling you this for weeks now, before George Floyd. I've been telling you that this is a failed state. A country that is unable to meet the basic needs of its people is a failed state. And that is where we are. All that's missing is an alien invasion. That's it. I'm just glad that there were only 4 horsemen of the apocalypse at this point. Holy crap, man. This is just unbelievable. And it seems like it's by design. It seems like they're rooting for us to... The soothing and comforting words I have are these. Americans are resilient. Americans are by and large decent. And Americans have seen this, most of this, before. But this is what a failed state looks like. And I don't know if Donald Trump is the cause or the symptom. It seems like he's just a freaking symptom of a system that was baked into deprive. Deprive. That's the word. And it's become depraved. You're depraved on the count of you're deprived. The underlying cause for all this are the people that elected him, even if they are a distinct minority of the electorate. The underlying case of the underlying cause are the people who didn't want Trump, but who failed to prevent him from getting elected. And that is us. That is us. I am part of that. I failed. My whole life, I have been talking to you about institutionalized racism, a redistribution of wealth, an ugly 35% of this country who behave as if it's, 1940, 1950, 1958, 1959, 1960, okay? And we failed to prevent them from, getting their way with us, that we failed to prevent a president who... is slamming governors of this country this morning in a recorded phone call, which is just, it's off the wall. It's just off the wall. Calling on a conference call today with the nation's governors, he called the governors weak, and told them they have to dominate the protesters. They have to dominate the protesters. So here we are with our society being ripped apart at the seams, and we got a president who talks like a junior high school football coach from a bunker in the basement of the White House. I guess it's easy to dominate from the bunker in the basement in the White House, from below ground. I guess it's easy to dominate, right, Donald Trump? This is a very weak, cowardly man who people have given all of this power to. He said, quote, if you don't dominate, you're wasting your time. He thinks he's George C. Scott and Patton, but he's really George C. Scott and Dr. Strangelove, is what he is. He said, quote, "It's like war. It's like war. It is war in a certain sense, and we will end it. Be tough." The governors are dealing with a pandemic, massive unemployment, police brutality, riots in the streets, infiltrators into their states, people with an enormous amount of divergent agendas here. You got your white supremacists. You got your crazy people who are libertarians who want to destroy the government. You got your crazy people who hate the police. You got and not black people who hate the police, white people who hate the police. Okay, like leftovers from Ruby Ridge, kind of 1993 freaking federal building, the Murrow building, kind of crazy free, and they're all in there. They're all in. We had 4,000 arrests over the weekend, and I'm sitting here waiting for the arrest reports to come out so I can figure out who's who and who wants what, because that's how chaotic it is. And the president had said the people arrested at the protest should serve a 10-year prison sentence. Who are these people? What do they want? And he declared Antifa, because they're anti-fascist, right? Which, Antifa, it doesn't really exist as an organization. They're certainly not a foreign organization. And he thinks the federal government can brand American citizens part of a terrorist organization when there is no organization and they're not a foreign entity. I don't know what's wrong with him, but I will say there's plenty of room in the prisons now that they let out all of the people that did betray our country. Michael Flynn ain't going. Roger Stone, what do you call Jeffrey Epstein? He's not taking up any room at the prison anymore. But this is so unbelievable. This is just so off the wall that the COVID pandemic is not the leading cause of contretemps in this country right now. And here's the other odd part. Rage is emanating from Minnesota, and it's spreading to 75 cities in this country. The world has turned upside down because rage is not supposed to emanate from Minnesota. You have a pandemic. You have 40 million people out of work in an economic collapse. You have civil unrest. It's like they took 1918, 1929, 1968 and combined them all into 2020. I feel like we're trapped in a time-life series of the worst of the 20th century. And we're in the 21st century. It's like every horrible thing that happened in the 20th century is all here now. It's all here. I just keep checking to see if I'm in a handbasket. But this is, make no mistake, what a failed state looks like. This is what it looks like. No justice, no peace in any city across this country. Curfews everywhere. People terrified that this man's going to declare martial law, postpone an election. I mean, what's yet to come is only, in your imagination now. And your imagination can run as wild as it wants, because look at what's real. Look at what's real. This is a man who tweeted, I swear to God, this was one of his tweets. Many Secret Service agents just waiting for action. We put the young ones on the front line, sir. They love it. I was inside, watched every move, and couldn't have felt more safe. So if whatever this man says is the opposite of the truth, he's terrified and probably, oops, I crapped my pants. But I mean, it's just, and then he talked about MAGA night at the White House. What was he inviting them to come and get into fisticuffs and a shootout with ordinary protesters? I don't know what he was talking. I don't know where we are.